to Talk Uncensored. I'm your host, April Hogan, and today I have the ability to talk to Miss Charlene, Elder Charlene C. Belton. Elder Charlene C. Belton is married to Elder Terry Belton for over 34 years. She has two sons, Will Shardrick and Latravion, a stepdaughter, Yashika, and 7 grandchildren. She is also a prolific writer who is currently in the process of writing a book. Elder Charlene and her husband have a para-ministry named New Living Truth Ministry. She is currently attending Christian Leadership Institution, working towards her associate degree in Ministry of Divinity. Her goal is to reach the hurting and the lost, to show them the love of God. I got the opportunity to kind of read her bio to you, so you got some great information on her. Now we get to have her on the show. So, Elder Charlene, welcome.
It's nice to be here with you today. Praise Him.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Absolutely. So I've gotten a chance to read your bio to everyone, but what I would like to do is give you the opportunity to tell our viewers a little bit more about you, coming from you.
Well, I'm the 6th child. I'm the youngest of 6. I have 4 brothers and 1 sister. And I love the Lord, and I'm currently in school. I'm 2 papers away from having my degree in divinity. And basically, I have a little dog named Samson, which is like my service dog. And like I said, I've been married for 34 years. And I'm just glad to be alive. I thank Him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, question. So, I know we are both on co-authors for the book, The Beautiful Face of the Invisible Illness Anthology by Nadia Monsano. So, tell us the name of your chapter in the book.
The name of my chapter is To Breathe Again.
Okay. So, I would like some, as far as the viewers and the readers who are going to get the book, tell us what they can expect from your chapter. Like, what is your invisible illness?
Asthma. Severe asthma.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, the title makes sense. I like that. Okay. All right. So what type of expectation can our readers expect from reading your chapter?
You will expect to see what it is, how asthma changed your life, how the struggles that I went through with asthma to be where I am now, the different steps I had to take to get to where I am now, to where I can breathe a little more comfortable. But caution. I breathe with caution all the time because I never know what's going to trigger it. So.
Okay, question. Was asthma something you started with? But they do say that if you get it when you're older, generally you have it a lot longer. So would you say it's something you got when you were young, that you just lived with it your entire life? Or is it something you got when you were older?
No, I was actually 30-something when they discovered that I had asthma. My sister had it as a younger child, but you never grow out of it. It just go in remission.
Gotcha.
So it can come out at any time. I always had the allergies, but never the asthma. But then one day I walked out and I was having attacks, but the doctors were saying that it was bronchitis.
Okay.
And so finally, they diagnosed the right thing.
Okay.
Right illness.
Okay. So in the event of some of people who live with asthma every day, tell us what type of things to be cautious for or to look out for, or how to live a healthy life with asthma.
You have to look out for different types of smells. You never know what odor may be the trigger that day, or you need to watch what foods you eat because some, shellfish and fish can sometimes trigger your asthma, peanut butter. So you have to be careful as to what you consume.
I never knew that.
Yes. And it can be hard, but you can learn to deal with it. I've learned over the last 20 something years how to deal with it. I know the triggers, and I know when I'm getting sick. I have, the doctor have given me signs as to what will happen to me when I'm starting to get ill.
Okay.
And I try to stay in front of it. So the
Um,
best thing is to learn your body, know what you can and cannot do, because even exercise can trigger an asthma attack. So you need to learn your body and know your triggers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, moving away from the book a little bit,
Mhm.
let's learn a little bit more about Elder Charlene Belton. So, I know you're married to Elder Terry Belton for 34 years, which
Yeah.
is amazing. Amazing. And you guys have a ministry. You said
Yes.
it's tell us about this ministry.
We have a ministry called New Living Truth Ministry. Our ministry is to help the less fortunate. God had placed it in my heart while in here in my prayer time, ministry that will help. We like to work with mothers with children and homeless mothers with children. We will help anyone, but that's our main focus, and to help Title I schools that's not getting the help that they need because the children are coming in. You never know if they're from a broken home or a homeless home, if they stand in their cars or whatever. So we try to provide whatever substance we can provide for them to help them to be better, to let them know that God loves them. We don't want people to forget that God loves you no matter what stage of life that you're in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love that. Where would someone find information about the ministry? Do you have a website, social media?
Yes, newlivingtruthministry.com is our website.
Okay.
New Living Truth is our Facebook and also our Instagram page. And then also we have New Living Truth, MINO1 @gmail.com, to where you can reach us through email. Or if you go on our website, you can sign up to be prayed for, to go on our list, to go in our prayer, in our prayer list to pray for you. So that's how you would be able to reach us.
Okay, absolutely. And for my viewers who are watching, you'll find all of this information at the bottom of the screen. You'll find the social media, website, and email. So you could go visit the website, connect on social media. If you want to have prayer, that's also available. You can do that there on the website. So let me ask you, Elder Belton, as far as success, how would you define success?
Hmm. Success could be defined in many different ways. I think just living a life that not only help you but help others is success. It's not always about money. It's about loving God's people and God. To me, that's what success means to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me, in the journey to success, because I agree, a lot of people put a price on success, and success looks different for different
Mhm.
people, right? But typically your success should be measured by what you are able to do for other people, and not just financially. That's in
Right,
time, which is time costs more than money,
right.
honestly. That's in time, that's in effort, that's in love, which is the most important piece, is the love. So from where you are right now, starting where you started your journey to success, whether it's through your ministry, whether it's through your writing, whether it's through just whatever you define as success. We all know we've been through struggles, right? We
Mhm.
have things that we've been through that have made it challenging, or obstacles that we've had to hop over. What would you tell people who are currently going through obstacles to reach a level of success, or a level that they want to be at, in order to help them overcome those obstacles?
Well, from my childhood, let's just start back there. Okay, I had to get over some hurdles. Of six children, my father and mother divorced, so I was with a single mom who worked to take care of her six children. And he was abusive to my mother. So therefore, I had to go through the trauma of seeing my mother being abused. So I had to deal with that. And then being a teenage mom at 17, I had to deal with that. And a lot of people would have quit school, but I did not quit school. I was determined to finish school.
Mhm.
which that was an obstacle because I was supposed to go away to college, but I stayed and I went to college later on in life. I have a degree in microcomputers.
Okay.
I started, that. And so those are obstacles that can be overcome because you don't have to let your environment define who you are.
Absolutely.
And so, and then getting sick, I've always had an illness since I was 12, but the asthma didn't come out till I was 30, 34, somewhere around there. And having to go through now, that was a real transition for me because I was used to working and my asthma was so bad that I became disabled. So I haven't worked in over 20 something years and I'm 58.
Okay.
So that was an obstacle of just being in this house, just trying to stay sane, being in the hospital all the time. So it took my faith in God and it took a family. I met people in the hospital that dealt with illness just like myself. So we became a group for each other
Okay.
to help each other through. And they knew how I felt, just like I knew how they felt. Because it's hard talking to someone who really don't understand. They want to understand, but they don't deal with the illness. So when dealing with people that have the same illness as you do is a comfort because you could talk. That's like having a grief group.
Absolutely.
And so you can overcome it, but you have to just get up and put one foot in front of the other, give God the day, and let Him guide you through it. And if you don't know who our Father is, get to know Him. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what have kept me.
So I love the fact that you said put one foot in front of the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because has to start there.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what's going on in your life, you have to start there. You have to be willing to just get up and start. Put
Mm-hmm.
the first step is putting the first foot down,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
putting the next one down. And if you can continue in that motion, then you're moving forward. So I love that. And then on top of that, putting God first, letting
Yeah.
God lead the way. Absolutely, absolutely. So with that, because I want to touch a little bit more on your ministry. So in the event of and I know I heard you say that you were a single mother and that you grew up with a single mother, but I also heard you say that you help single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of sounds like a lot of the causes that your ministry benefits come from personal experiences that you have experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and what types of what types of way does your ministry give back, or and what types of help can people get when they're reaching out to your ministry?
Well, we partner with different groups. We partner with churches. Right now, we just partner with some nonprofit called Bright Blessings. They deal with the shelter with homeless women with children. And so you can either go and volunteer or either you can make the different little packages. We made snack packs for the children, which contain, like pudding and applesauce and oatmeal and a spoon, just stuff that we take for granted
Right.
that they would love. So we do that type of work. And then I have a lot of people, called and I talk with them and pray with them and just try to encourage them that it's not over.
Right.
It's just the beginning.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you just another question about the book a little bit, or your process in writing the book. So, as a business coach, one of the things that I tell my clients oftentimes is the ability to write is a form of therapy, right? If you're not one of those who you have someone to talk to, or you have your network of people, you can utilize your ability to write as a form of therapy, as an outlet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, but another struggle is finding time to write. So tell us a little bit about your journey in writing your chapter for The Beautiful Face of the Invisible Illness.
I had began writing before. I've always written a diary.
Okay.
So that's how I would express myself. When I was younger, I was dealing with hypertension, and the doctor said I held in things. And so my mom got me a journal, and I began to write. And so writing, it was hard, but it wasn't that hard because I'm used to writing how I feel.
Absolutely.
And so, but when I began to write the chapter, it brought up feelings that I thought I had suppressed. I guess I had suppressed those feelings. And when I let my husband read it, he was like, I didn't know you felt this way. But he didn't know because I really didn't know that it was deep inside. And it was
Right.
a relief to write it on paper and for it to be able, hopefully, to be able to help someone else to get through. Because, I
Absolutely.
lost a lot. I lost a lot of things that I thought were real, so far as friends. You thought they were your friends, but when you were up, but once you got confined, it became few friends. I only have, like I said, maybe you can count them on one hand that stuck with me. And I'm thankful for them because I
Right.
still stick with them. But that hurt because I was always giving and giving, and no one was ever pouring back into me. So
Absolutely.
now I have to learn how to balance that. And so by balancing
Mhm.
it, I write it. And that way, me and God knows what I'm feeling. I talk to my husband, but some things he would try to understand, have empathy, but only I know how I'm really feeling, and God knows.
Right.
And so,
Right. Well, the lovely part too is when we lose people in those type of situations, sometimes I take it as God saying they needed to be moved
right.
because we needed to go through something for us to really see who was there. Because having a bunch of people who aren't really there, sometimes a hindrance, it holds us back. It's like a lot of dead weight.
Yes, yes.
If you got a group of 5 people and we're all pulling the same way, all right. But if we have a group of 50 and like 30 of them are sitting still, that's a lot of weight. That's like, all right, it's time to lose them. Like it's time. So sometimes God will give us things or put things in our way in order to force us to
Hmm.
see and
Hmm.
drop, yeah, or make them drop off themselves. Which actually, I see that as a blessing more than anything.
And
So
I do say it as a blessing. After, I went through the initial shock, but it was a blessing because, like I say, if you don't add value to me, why do I need you? Just like I want to add value to someone else's life. So you should want to
right,
add value to someone's life rather than be a
right,
taker.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
another
I
way,
agree
I forgot
100%.
to mention this. Um, Back to our ministry for a minute. We come on Saturday mornings on our New Living Truth website. I mean, on our New Living Truth Facebook at 11 o'clock. I forgot to mention that my husband gives a word of encouragement every Saturday morning. So you could catch us there if you
Okay,
just
love
need to
that,
be
love that.
encouraged.
Okay, and we'll make sure we have the URL to the Facebook, you guys, every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There is a
Mhm.
word of encouragement on the New Living Ministry Facebook page, which you don't realize a lot of time realize how much just a word of encouragement in the morning can get you through the rest of your day.
Yes, because
Yes,
we have to encourage ourselves.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, Elder Charlene Belton, it was such a pleasure having you on today. Is there anything that you want before we end the interview? Is there anything else you wanted to add or maybe tell about something you have going on or about your chapter or anything you want to say to our viewers before we end it?
I just want our viewers to know that we just need to love more because there's so much hate in this world right now. And we just need to love more. So I just, like I said, I want to go into 2024 as loving, learning, and living the best of my
Absolutely.
ability. And I would just like for them to just think about that.
Absolutely. I agree. So again, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and everyone else, viewers, we will see you after these messages.
The Empower Your Journey Business and Tech Tour is coming to Huntsville, Alabama, April 27th, 2024. This professional event brings together experts and professionals in the business and tech industries to engage in workshops and networking while gaining insight from our keynote speakers and panelists. Come enjoy the event of the year as we focus on knowledge exchange and skill development. Interested in being a part of this event? We are seeking sponsors, panelists, vendors, and volunteers. Find out more by visiting us online at empoweryourjourneytour.com.
I am your host, April Hogan, and you guys hear me talk about him all the time. Every now and then I'm having him here, but now I can't talk about him because he's here. My husband.
I'm John Hogan.
Yes.
The infamous John Hogan, I guess.
The one that I talk about all the time. Good, bad, the ugly. You know, he generally doesn't get to hear about it until after the fact. But I always tell him before the show airs. It's like, hey, babe, just so you know, I talked about us. Do you want to see it?
Okay.
So anyway, so I get the opportunity to do this with my husband, which is lovely. I want to remind you first and foremost, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Talk Uncensored Podcast, TikTok and Facebook at Talk Uncensored. And then you can also find us on our website, www.talkuncensoredpodcast.com. So, first topic.
AI.
AI.
Yes.
You know, it was a while, which is crazy because I'm a computer geek. I didn't know what AI was. Like, I knew what it was, but I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what AI stood for.
Yeah.
I just knew what it was. Like I knew what, like, it did stuff for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So, now with a better understanding of it, though, like, you are a tech, like, you love tech.
Mm.
So, like, you have, like, a love-hate right now going on right now, right?
Okay, so I won't say it's because I love tech. I say it's because I love people, right?
Okay.
So I feel like artificial intelligence is amazing. But I also feel like artificial intelligence is the devil, right? So, for a couple of different reasons. So, I don't know, do you want to start good or you want to start bad?
I mean...
What vibe are you feeling?
I mean, let's start good. Let's
Okay.
start good. Because, I mean, I feel good about artificial intelligence. I mean, it's a good thing to dive into, but you can't say it without saying, like, okay, it is very dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely some drawbacks. So let's talk about the good first, right?
Okay.
So, and it's almost like I'm going to have to prevent myself from saying, this is good about it, but because of it, I had to try to prevent, because I'll do that. But anyway, good.
Okay.
Good, I would say, is capabilities.
Yes.
The different types of capabilities that we will have that are a little bit more seamless. We'll have a little less mistakes based on human error because it is set up to work a certain way. I feel like that's one that I have.
I mean, I feel like the good will be the safety factor because as us being veterans, right? I mean, the fact of sending machines to fight our wars where you can have some, like, everybody's back at home to where nobody's getting hurt and everything like that. I feel like that's a great thing because, I mean, going to war is traumatizing.
So I have a but. This is why it was going to be a struggle to do it this way because it's almost like if I don't but right now, I got to remember to but that later. So you guys get to see how our arguments go at home. Like, okay, so we're staying on good. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that. But I do agree. I really do agree with that. Like, I don't disagree with that. I just know there's a part of it that.
But.
Yeah, but do you have a but to that? I'm just curious. Don't say what it is, but just in your mind, is there something that kind of is like, but what if this happens in that scenario?
Yeah, I mean, my but, yeah.
Okay, don't say it.
I do have a but. I do have a
Okay. Okay. All right. Also, but I agree. That is a great, well, I have two buts now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what's the first one? Let's dive into the first one.
The first but is, if we go to send machines to another country, how does the machine know who to kill and who not? Because the goal isn't to go kill everybody, right?
Okay.
Like, the machine just knows to destruct.
Right.
It only is going to know what you tell it. How are you going to decipher who is a civilian, who is a child, who is okay, and who is do we say whoever has guns in their hands? Do we, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does the machine decipher who is okay to kill and who's not, right?
Right.
Can I say my second butt?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my second butt is, just like our machines can't decipher that about them, when they send those machines over here, they can't decipher that.
Like, who's a soldier, who's not a soldier, they just killing everybody.
Everybody!
Got you. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, was your butts even close to that?
It was. It was. Mine was more so on the fact of just the machine saying, why are we fighting their wars? We can just take over them. Like, they're inferior to us. So,
well, I don't see them more doing like, why are they fighting our wars? But I would see if you're already training them to be like that, like, who's to say they won't flip on us?
Yeah. Now, I mean, that's going into like the AI having like conscious and everything like that, because if they have conscious, then why not think like, okay, why are we, you know how we always go with the unite and everything like that? Who's to say like we give them a conscience and they be like, okay, well,
but how do you give a machine a conscience? You get what I'm saying? Like a machine, and I feel like it's more dangerous without the conscience.
Yeah.
Because how do you give a machine a conscience? Because a conscience is something you're programming with a machine. You're programming what you want it to do. Yeah. Just like with a website. So like I build websites. With a website, anytime you're doing coding, you have to design inside of the code exactly what you want that website to do. You have to design how you want the words to look, what size you want them to be. If you want something to slide, you have to design, like you have to design piece by piece. If I do this, this will happen. And then this will happen, or this will happen, depending on the circumstance. So with AI, they're going to have to design what that looks like, right? Like, how do you, I guess I don't understand how you design a conscience. A conscience, you have to be able to say, like, create feelings in a sense. Like you have to be able to create an emotional element. But how do you really create an emotional element for something that can't feel something emotional? But I feel like an emotional element is safer than a non-emotional element, because an emotional element, there's something that you can pull at to make something stop or not want to do something. When you don't have it, it's just, I'm programmed to kill. That's all I'm doing. That's what I'm told to do, period. If I can't do that, then there's a problem.
Yeah. So,
and that's scary.
Now, the thing is, what AI is trying to do is trying to make it think for us. Like the movie WALL-E, you know that? So, like, everybody was just basically sitting down and just on the computer. Anytime you wanted something, you just typed it in the computer and then you got it. So, like, that's what AI is basically teaching itself what we will want. So that's the scary part about it.
Based in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Based on what we're doing, which is they already kind of do on the computer. Like, you know how sometimes you look up something, next thing you're showing on Facebook, you see the ad for it on the side, because it's figuring out what we're interested in. And then it starts catering their advertisements towards what we're interested in.
Really just hearing us some way, somehow. They can hear us through the phone. I'm telling you.
So because we're both veterans,
that's what happens.
We went straight into war stuff, which is his fault. So mine is the Terminator talk, because that's kind of what we're talking about, Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
Another, I guess we can kind of just go back and forth with butts and goods and butts and goods and butts. So let's talk about jobs, right? Like on both sides. You got the good side of, okay, you could get stuff done faster, which means businesses grow faster, right?
That's true.
On the negative side, they're replacing people who need jobs.
Yeah. I mean, in a sense. But wouldn't that create more jobs as far as like just on the computer side? Because you have to have something running the machines.
But if that's what that person has the capability of doing, though. Some people didn't go to school for technology. So it's easier to be the cashier at Walmart than to let the machine do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just in areas where we can have a labor force because people still have to survive. We're creating machinery to eliminate their job. Yeah. And I feel like that's still a little bit, because I'll tell you, that self-driving car, I don't trust it. Like,
oh no.
The reason why is because it's cool. Okay, let's think about a regular car.
Yeah.
We both have cars.
Right.
How often do we take it to get how often are you supposed to get a tune-up?
I mean, it's supposed to be like every 8 to, well, it's depending on how much you're driving. Because if you're driving it a lot, like if you're driving like more than 30, 40, see, we're going into a lot of stuff.
So, but let me see something. I mean, the car that, not the car that you drive, but the car that I drive. As much as you've driven it since we've had it, how many tune-ups have we had?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we had a couple.
How many tune-ups have we actually had? How many times have we fixed, not you changed the oil and whatever. We're talking about full body tune-up. You ain't got like spark plugs changed.
No, I mean, we ain't did that.
Right.
Yeah.
So a car operates at its best when the maker or the person who is the owner is taking care of it, right? I guarantee you, we're not the only ones who haven't had a tune-up in a lot of time.
That's true.
So a car that drives itself is only going to drive itself if it has the required maintenance. So eventually, if you're not maintaining it the way that it's supposed to be maintained, you're still start having errors. Yeah.
And I don't want, you heard about the cars that will self-order? Like the Teslas, I think.
Everybody can't afford self-order.
Yeah. So like if something's wrong with it, it will just self-order the part and then it will just serve it like.
But how does it put itself in there?
It's not going to put it in there. You just have to go take it. But you already ordered it with
but my thought is with that, like, you already just made me broke. So now it's going to be a while before I take you to get it fixed.
Yeah.
But you know what would be lovely?
Is
if a car could tell you exactly what's wrong with it. So that way, when you take it to the dealership, and he tries to tell you something else, or the mechanic tries to tell you something else, my car told me what's wrong.
That's true.
Like, right. Hold on.
That is good. That's
that would be awesome. Like, whoever is like creating this car AI, do that, please. So they can stop trying to get us. Like, so that would be lovely. And to tell you like what the average cost is, like, to make sure ain't nobody trying to get over on you. So yeah. So there are things in AI that I feel like are absolutely great. I will say I'm one that, I write proposals. I write government proposals or government contracts or responses to RFPs. And it's awesome to be able to put in what you're looking for and it write it out for you. Yeah. Now, I will tell you the non-awesomeness part about it. Now, I don't use what they write out for me. I use it as an example to write what I'm actually going to write. Some people use it. But now think about all the 30 people who used it. All of their stuff sounds exactly the same. There's a lack of creativity. There's a lack of individuality based on AI.
That's true. Now that's supposed to be that creative part with it, because you're supposed to be like, put that in, and it's supposed to create its own thing unique to you. Like it's supposed to like switch it up. Everything's supposed to.
There's like billions of people in the world. How does AI give a billion different unique answers based on the same question?
Yeah, I mean that's what makes AI so complex.
But I don't think you can do that. I feel like you're still going to have at least. There's going to be a group of us who's still going to have the same description.
Well, that's the future of it. The future of it is thinking on its own, and it's thinking uniquely for everybody. Like we don't have to do anything. Like you don't have to do nothing. But that it makes us lazy as people, because and another thing, the thing about is knowledge being passed down, like schools and everything like that. If you put AI and AI does everything for us, then what are we teaching? Like, what do we have to pass down? Because all you have to do is just put it in the computer.
And then what happens when a big old shutdown happens and we don't have electricity or we don't have the resources to provide, you know what I'm saying? Like, so to power up anything, then guess what? Everybody's done. Like, nobody knows how to do anything anymore. So, like, in that sense, I do feel like there's a level of too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to utilize the ability, because even in the matter of medicine and hospitals, and it's phenomenal what you can do with AI. I'm not saying that it's a no-go for me. I'm saying that know the limit. Like, but what you're saying as far as like it being able to do everything, I hope that doesn't happen until I'm like in my 90s and I'm ready to go.
Because at that point we'll probably need it at the time, right?
Just for medical, just give me the medical. I don't want to live in a world where like the machine that we build is smarter than us.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine though, like a robot walking around and you saying like, "Hey, set up."
But imagine that same robot observing activities that you do. So say you have a robot friend, right? Yeah. Like me and my robot friend. Mm-hmm. And my robot friend has been witnessing movies where people fight all the time. And then you come and you say something to me, and my robot friend feels like he wants to beat you up for it. What kind of fight is that? That one hit is a hit it and quit it. Like you about to, you going straight out. Then how do you punish the robot? Put him in jail?
Yeah, that's true.
Shut him down? Like,
let's turn it off.
And then, if it's anything like Megan, we try to shut it off.
Don't try to kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not as easy to kill that robot as it is to kill us.
That's true. I mean,
it may be. I may be overthinking it. But
I don't know. I mean, because there's a lot of movies about robots and
you see how easy, like, they can transform from there's technology everywhere. Yeah. So it may decide that, all right, you killing this part of me, I'm just gonna hop into the refrigerator.
Right.
My smart refrigerator. Or you seen that movie where the whole house was a smart house and everything was no, like
I mean, you defeated before it even started.
Right. If you're in the house, you're dead. Right. Woo! Don't get like windows you can't get out of because you need to be able to bust some windows and get out. Because otherwise, and then your car's smart too. So as soon as you get your car, try to drive away, it transfers there. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I see the benefits, and I do feel like a level of AI is important. I feel like a level of AI is very useful. I feel like we as people, humanity, we take a good thing and we overdo it. Yeah. I mean, why do you think most of us are obese? I mean, I didn't eat the cinnamon roll I ate this morning, but I did. I had it. So just to say that, what is your vote to AI?
I say, I would like it done. I just want it to be done and placed in the right hands, because the way AI turns and goes bad is being placed in the wrong hands and people just doing it for like wrongful gain instead of just for like the good stuff of
you
AI.
Know what? And you saying that just put me on a whole nother page. See? So because smart people are bad people too. There are bad smart people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as it's in somebody's hands that wants to do nothing but good, and
but
they're
you can't
supervised
just put it
by
in one person's hands.
But that's why I said supervised by somebody else that wants to do
No,
good.
what I'm saying is there's no ability. AI isn't just made by one person. It's a bunch of developments put together. Yeah. So like, there's no way to say like, okay, well, you're a good person, so you can control AI. No, not one person controls AI. AI is controlled by the builder, and there's smart people who are bad.
I'm talking about the whole development team needs to be screened and made sure they tested multiple times before they start being on the development team of AI.
Okay, but what about the underground developers?
That means we need a team to
find them. Go find them.
We need some fraud teams or something like that to be able to combat that. I mean, the thing is,
because just think about it. We work in banking.
Yeah.
What is the biggest way that people are stealing people's money? Electronically.
That's true.
Fraudsters.
But
so you think that's not going to be in AI too?
But that's where the world is going. The world is going digital. Everything is digital. Like,
I think of how old I am, how much longer I got. I just don't want that to be. I'll enjoy the beginning parts of it.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be in a world where like it was taken too far.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be scary, but I mean, would you rather zombies?
Zombies. I'll take a zombie any day. I can live in zombie apocalypse. Only if it's the Walking Dead zombies.
See?
If it's the one on what is that other show that you would watch?
You talking about
the ones that run.
Oh,
it has a game too.
You talking about the Last of Us?
Yeah.
The Last of Us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Their zombies run
Yeah. And then you had the World Z zombies.
I don't remember that one.
That movie.
If they're like Walking Dead zombies, I'll take them all day.
Yeah.
I will take them zombies all day. Shout out to my Walking Dead crew. I just finally finished. If y'all see this, because I want them to see it one day. I just finally finished Walking Dead season 11. I'm so upset that there's no more. Do you guys ever feel like you get into a show, especially now that we binge watch shows? Like before, it was like you had to wait every week, so you had that gap of time to snap back into reality.
Yeah.
But when you binge watch shows, it's kind of like that is a part of your life. So then when it's no more of it, it's stressful. I did that with How to Get Away with Murder too.
Let me tell you, she takes it to the extreme, right? So like if it's supposed to be a team, it's supposed to be a team effort to watch these shows. But when someone is not able to watch the show, you have to wait.
Because he's not into it the way that I'm into it.
But she doesn't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, she does not wait.
He's not into it the way that I am.
I will come back, and we were on episode 5 in season 1. I'll come back. She's on episode 10 in season 2.
So wait a second. Didn't you tell me in this one I've seen up to Negan? So now that I've seen, you can go as far as Negan.
I did. And I told you just Negan.
I know, but then I kept asking you if you were ready, and you were taking too long. But when it's a part of your life, it's hard to pause for a long time.
I mean, what do you do now when you watch shows? I mean, because you have to wait a year, and I'm saying this right now. The Boys, I don't know, this is taking forever, but you have to wait a year.
Well, but I did find
or a year
Gen.
too.
I found Gen V for him, so he started watching Gen V, and Gen V is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
But the thing is, nowadays shows you have to wait like two years to watch it again.
Well, and then let's talk to Amazon Prime. Why are you charging for every new episode of the spinoffs of The Walking Dead? You have to watch the first one free. Last I checked, I already paid $14.95 for a membership to Amazon Prime. So why do I have to pay per episode?
We're talking about streaming services, so that's still in the
AI.
realms of technology.
Goodness gracious. We need to go on a commercial break. This is why me and him can't be on the show together. We talk too much. But we will see you right after these messages. Tune in to Talk Uncensored every other Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube/Talk Uncensored. See you there. All right, welcome back to Talk Uncensored. You know me, I'm April Hogan, and I'm joined with my husband,
John Hogan.
All right, so we've been talking and debating about, I don't even say debating, but we're not debating against each other. We're more debating against the concept of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And when you really think of all the things that could happen, during the break, we kind of came to the conclusion that, hey, people suck.
I didn't say people.
Some people.
I said humans. We as humans.
Sometimes we suck.
We
Not all of us.
Not all of us.
We all have our suck moments, but not all of us overall suck. But there are some of us who suck.
We just can't have a good thing and then just let it just stay a good thing and just have it just stay
We complicate things. We
Somehow.
make things. We tarnish good things.
Yeah.
So we say we because we're all taking responsibility, but it's some of yous.
You know who you are.
It's some of yous. Some of yous do it.
AI would be
and ruin
great
it for the rest of us.
AI would be great, but I mean, in the wrong hands, it will be.
Well, unfortunately, I even feel like even in the right hands, overuse is still bad.
Yeah.
Because you take away from, again, we're already overpopulated. So us being overpopulated and already hard to fill jobs, I have something to say about that, but I'll say it for another day. How do you put something in that now takes more jobs? Like, I don't know.
And the thing is, I didn't think about this though. Less jobs mean more time to be at home, which more time with people making babies. So that's making the population grow even more.
Yeah.
Making babies.
Which population controls all. That's why I said population control is a whole other situation. Like I went through a class recently about population control, and I really want to have that conversation, but it'll be a long one, so I'm not going to do it right now because that's not on the list. I'm learning as I do this podcast that I have a habit of transitioning into another conversation that is important to me. So I'm working on not doing that. Last episode we didn't do so good.
Now you said you're more on the overpopulated side. Like we're overpopulated.
Yeah, we're definitely. It's not a little bit. We are definitely overpopulated. Like, see, you tried to get me.
No. I mean, we can do that.
You
because
don't feel like we are.
I have a lot of research that says that we are not. But we will say that we can have.
So you can
for
explain
another.
climate change and global warming with that theory.
I can do that, and I can explain how we're actually underpopulated, and we're.
But you can't use water as a reason.
No, it's not that.
You can't live on water.
No, it's not that. But we'll talk about
it's a topic for another day.
Yes.
So be ready, y'all, because I will get my research.
Yes.
And he's gonna have to pull his.
I am.
And we're gonna go at it first. But you know what? Where I'm mixed on overpopulation is the solution to overpopulation. And I want you, when you're thinking about it, to imagine if we are overpopulated, what would the solution be?
Thanos.
All right, you guys.
Half of everybody just gone.
He just talked about bad
Cut
people.
everything in half.
He was just talking about bad people.
Okay.
You know, there's other planets that they could probably put people on.
Yeah. We can get into that too. I didn't know you know about that. Okay. Look at you.
First of all, you know your wife is smart.
I know you're smart. I know that. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean,
And you know I'm a nerd.
Talking about the stars and all that.
You know I'm a nerd.
I get that.
I just figured out that this is probably not going to show me as a nerd. Probably going to make me sound dumb. But I just figured out that some of the planets are just gas. You remember when I figured that out?
Yeah.
I was in a biology class for school. That's so amazing. Something amazing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end our AI conversation. I do want to remind you to subscribe. Also follow us on Instagram at Talk Uncensored Podcast, Facebook and TikTok at Talk Uncensored.